Good morning, this quiet echo. I'm Dan Larson, and I'll be your host for this episode. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. The card aisle at the grocery has been picked clean since Tuesday. I walked past it yesterday and saw a young man standing there with a panicked look on his face, holding the last card on the rack. Something with a cartoon bear and a pun about honey. I almost told him it does not matter which card he picks, but he will figure it out. Here is what I have learned about love in 41 years of marriage. It does not look like the card aisle. It does not look like the movies. It does not look like anything the culture is selling tomorrow between the chocolate and the jewelry commercials. It looks like Monday morning. My wife Rebecca gets up before I do. She has for 41 years. By the time I come downstairs, the kitchen light is on, and there is a glass of water on the counter where I will reach for it. She does not leave a note. She does not ask for thanks. She just knows I will be thirsty, and the glass is there. I have never seen a Valentine's card describe the holiness of a glass of water left on a counter at 5:30 in the morning by someone who has loved you long enough to know what you need before you ask. The Apostle Paul wrote about love to a church in Corinth full of people fighting with each other. He did not write about romance. He wrote about patience, kindness, not keeping a record of wrongs. He was writing to people who had to live together, forgive each other, and start over the next morning. He was writing about Tuesday. Most of what passes for love in this culture is about how someone makes you feel. Paul's definition is about what you do when you do not feel like doing anything at all. Love is patient, not love feels patient. Love is patient. It is a verb dressed up as a noun, something you practice, not something you fall into. I think about the young couples at church. They are starting out with student loans, car payments, and a culture telling them happiness is a right and discomfort is a reason to leave. Nobody sat them down and said the first 5 years will test everything you think you know about yourself. Nobody told them love is not a feeling you protect. It is a promise you keep, especially on the days you would rather not. Rebecca and I nearly did not make it past year 3. I will not go into the details because they belong to us, but the thing holding the marriage together was not romance. It was a decision, made separately on the same night, in different rooms of the same house, not to quit. We did not feel love in the moment. We chose it, and the feeling came back. It always does, if you give it time and do not burn the house down while you are waiting. The culture says follow your heart. Scripture says the heart is deceitful above all things. The culture says you deserve to be happy. Scripture says blessed are those who mourn, who hunger, who are persecuted. The culture says if it is hard, it is wrong. Scripture says count it all joy when you face trials, because trials produce perseverance, and perseverance produces character, and character produces hope. Nobody puts hope on a Valentine's card, but it belongs there more than the chocolate. Here is the story the big papers will not write tomorrow. Across this country, millions of couples will wake up and do what they do every morning. She will make the coffee. He will let the dog out. One of them will pack a lunch for the kid who forgot. They will not exchange roses or champagne. They will exchange the only gift worth giving: another day of showing up. The secret is not complicated. It is just unpopular. Love is not about finding the right person. It is about becoming the right person. And becoming takes time. It takes failure. It takes forgiveness, given and received, more often than most people want to admit. Tomorrow morning, the glass of water will be on the counter. I will drink it. Rebecca will not expect me to say anything about it. What we have now is better than grand gestures. It is the ordinary holiness of two people who decided a long time ago to build something together and have not stopped building. If you are young and listening to this, the card does not matter. What matters is whether you will be there in the morning, and the morning after, and the 10,000 mornings after the feeling fades and the work begins. Love lives in the kitchen at 5:30 with a glass of water and a light left on. Happy Valentine's Day, Cedar Valley. I hope you have a glass of water on your counter this morning, or whatever says, "You're my Valentine." This has been Quiet Echo. I'm Dan Larson. Hold the ones you love a little closer tonight. Thanks for listening. This podcast is part of the fictional Cedar Valley news series. While the people in town are fictional, the national events they reflect on are real. Want to know the full story behind Cedar Valley? Teresa, Caleb, Dan, and the community you've come to know in these editorials first came together in Quiet Echo. Discover how a small town found its way from fear to fellowship, one quiet act of courage at a time. Available on Amazon.
You've been listening to the Cedar Valley News Podcast, where small-town voices meet the headlines shaping our world. From faith and family to front porches and fields. We'll be back with more stories connecting real lives to real events. Until next time, keep your porch light on, your faith strong, and your heart open.